Try to be honest. I can't live without you. I can't live without you. Try to be honest.
So we are now live right now. Hello everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Vivian Paschenko. Welcome to the first ever Pay Kindness Forward Dialog 2020. And thank you for joining us here on Facebook Live and as well as those watching on replay. I hope you guys are coping well. Please like, comment, and share and keep us company for the next hour or so. Together with me is none other than Yahya, founder of Make Your Mark, an event organizer for Women Empowerment Series. He is a film producer and director for our upcoming short film, Receiving. He is also a celebrity portrait photographer who has been taking my wonderful photo. Yahya, please.
Thank you, Dr. Vivian. Hey everyone, my name is Yaya, and I'm very excited about our first new Facebook Live, Pay Kindness Forward Dialogue 2020. Thank you, Dr. Vivian, for asking me to co-host this dialogue with you.
Thank you so much. Too.
Yeah, thank you. And we have managed to invite 5 amazing guests onto our PKF Dialogue series today. But before that, allow me to talk more about this special lady who is hosting the show. So she is none other than our lovely Dr. Vivian Paschenko. She's crowned Mrs. Singapore Asia Pacific 2019, TKS Crown for Compassion 2020, and Miss Elegance 2019. She is also a serial entrepreneur of various business in education and partnerships. She is, of course, the founder of Pay Kindness Forward and is now on a global mission to educate, inspire and change the world through the Pay Kindness Forward movement. She has earned her honorary doctorate in philanthropy, and also amazingly she is also the #1 international best-selling author of her book, Yes, I Can. So please let us show our love to our lovely Dr. Vivian. Yay!
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
So let's introduce our guests. How about that, Dr. Vivian?
Yeah, sure. Before I proceed, thank you, Yaya. As mentioned, we are now on a global mission to educate and inspire to be the change we want to see in this world through the Pay Kindness Forward movement. And our vision is world peace with gracious living and harmony, regardless of race, language, or religion. So just to share with you, Pay Kindness Forward organization is set up with the intention to better the world with a big impact through one person's small act of kindness. And the formation of Pay Kindness Forward organization is inspired by 2000 years in 2002 American drama film directed on Pay It Forward. So Pay Forward is about a story of a social study teacher who gave an assignment to his junior high school class to think of an idea to change the world for the better, then put it into action. When one young student created a plan for paying forward's favor, he was not only affecting the life of his struggling single mom, but he set in motion an unprecedented wave of human kindness, which, unknown to him, has blossomed into a profound national phenomenon. And also the Sustainable Development Goals are the blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. They address the global challenges we face, including those related to poverty, inequality, climate change, environmental degradation, peace and justice. The 17 goals are all interconnected, and in order to leave no one behind, it is important that we achieve them all by 2030. So in today's dialogue, we have 5 special guests with us today, and we will be talking about how we can explore the nature of kindness and implement it into our field of expertise respectively. Our special guest for today, the #1 guest is Kong Chun Yen with Pay Good Beginning Forward. Kong Chun Yen is the founder of Birth Discovery. Yen is trained in Good Beginning, specializing in rewiring the subconscious mind to increase the potential of growth and turn fear and stress into love and joy in childbirth as a hypnobirthing educator and psychic facilitator. She's also a trained entrepreneur with Go Global Spark, speaker, and international best-selling author of books Yes, I Can. I'd like to invite Chun Yen to share more about Pay Good Beginning Forward. Chun Yen, please.
Thank you, Dr. Vivian, and thank you, Yaya, for hosting this
You're welcome.
dialogue session. It's quite meaningful. Yeah. So actually, I have been running this support group called the Holistic Pregnancy and Birth Support Group. So the objective is to come together for holistic practitioners and family to come together so that they are exposed to the holistic living, to give a baby a good start in life, and also for practitioners to share knowledge from each other so we can learn from each other. So that's our objective. And thanks to Dr. Vivian, your suggestion and starting this movement. So during this time, the lockdown, it comes to me this idea to pay good beginnings forward. Yeah, which is something that we have been doing, but now it become more structured. Yeah, I'm running on a weekly basis together, holistic practitioners. So every week we'll talk about prepare to conceive. Now prepare mental health, emotional health, right? Remove all the emotional baggage, and of course to overhaul the body to achieve optimal health before conception. Yeah, so that's to give the baby a good start in life, and of course and the rest, prenatal and postnatal recovery. So this is a good beginning, right? The primary period, the first 1,000 days of our life. Yeah, so I support United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goal number 3.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Health and well-being, lifelong health. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That's how it all started. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nyen. So I'm going to bring the second guest. She's none other than Ella Kushner from Australia. So she is a self-leadership coach, a trust-building expert, an author and educator for heart-based communication and conscious leadership. She works with people from emerging leaders and holistic practitioners to high achievers and business executives to help them define and achieve success in an authentic and powerful way, thus cultivating strong personal and business relationships, running thriving businesses, and making a difference in the world. By deeply understanding the challenging road of entrepreneurship, she is very passionate about empowering her clients to create success on their terms and lead authentically. Successful mindset and self-expression are very dear to Ella's heart, who can be found leading group coaching programs, speaking, and writing. So right now, I'd like to invite Ella to share more about how she has started Pay Trust Forward. Ella, please.
Thank you so much, Yaya and Dr. Vivian, and for organizing this event and for me being part of it, invites me to be part of it. So coming back to how I came around with Pay Trust Forward. And I was thinking for a while to create some sort of movement to send a good energy and vibes into the world.
Yes.
And I've actually, a couple of years ago, I have developed a philosophy, trustability philosophy and a process, which is the part of my programs and training coaching. And when I was speaking with Dr. Vivian, how I met Dr. Vivian is through my Facebook group, Conscious Leaders Hub. And for some reason, somehow we really connected straight away, and we got into quite a few conversations. And in one of our conversations, we were talking about the 17 sustainable goals that Dr. Vivian was working towards those, and building her own, we start talking about Pay Trust Forward. And when I said that for me, trust is very important, I've shared with her my life story, my life experiences. And she said to me, yes, Pay Trust Forward. You should be doing Pay Trust Forward, be part of our bigger group. And I thought, because like my philosophy, even on trust, and by my personal experience, my personal journey. I had a lot of fallbacks at the moments when I didn't trust myself, and how important it is, and important to other people to express to them that I trust you. There's not many people that know that can experience that, and unfortunately, if they don't know that, if they're not being acknowledged for that, they might not feeling that they even capable of certain things. So it's empowerment and upliftment of people is very important. And Dr. Vivian, she says to me, yes, you know how important it is, pay trust forward, trust. When you say to a person, I trust you, I trust you.
Yes.
How it actually sinks in a person. And I said it's very, very much ties up with my book, the book that I have written, Secrets to Communicate and Empower, which I've interviewed a lot of influential people around the globe, because the subtitle of it, How to Become an Authentic Leader That People Value, Trust, and Respect. And being a leader, you can be a leader of your whole life, a community, in your family. It's not just a global leader. It's not just those big business leaders. But we need to have that self-leadership. We have to have this positive self-talk. And this is actually how it links with pay kindness forward. So we have to be kind to ourselves first.
Yes.
We have to trust ourselves, be kind to ourselves. And it really goes together with pay kindness forward. And that, so we really connected with Dr. Vivian on those topics.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ella. Thank you so much for the wonderful thing sharing.
Yes. And the next first guest speaker I want to introduce is Randy Tan Ravi with Pay Sing Flow Forward. Randy Tan Ravi is a complete human being, founder of Sing Flow, mentorship skipper at Triple Helix platform, and chief flow officer at Pay Kindness Forward, turning tension into transformative impact in our life and society, new markets and new job by first changing the workplace. He's also a trained entrepreneur with Go Global Spark, speaker, and recently named top 100 transformative leaders who have impacted the life of people in Asia, recognized by Go Global Business School. I'd like to invite Randy Tan to talk more about how he started Pay Sing Flow Forward. Randy, please.
Thank you, Dr. Vivian Paschenko, and
Thank you so much.
for inviting me. And four other beautiful people here. Today, I want to share about how I actually met Dr. Vivian Ko about 1 year ago. We started a journey together where she messaged me after I put out a message where I'm calling out for people to kind of join me on this journey where I started the program Sing Flow. And she contacted me, and that's where the relationship started. So we started to kind of see, how this Sing Flow can affect lives. And by applying it to herself, she actually achieved, miracles for her journey as part of the pageant that she was at that time in contesting for, right? For Mrs. Singapore Asia Pacific 2019. And I'm actually very excited that she got a title, because she have always wanted to use that to kind of showcase about her past 10 to 15 years, the journey that she went through, impacting lives and connecting with talents. And that's how this Pay Kindness Forward started. And as part of the journey, I also supported her as the chief flow officer, right, to help to bring everybody into the flow of coming together. Yes.
And let me share a little bit more. Sorry, let me share a little bit more. What happened is that one day Randy was telling me, Vivian, because I've been telling Randy about the people that I've connected with, Dr. Michael, Ella, Danny, and he asked me, and we talked about when will be the day when we are going to connect all together. And you see what, Randy? Everything fall in place, and now we are all coming together. I'm really grateful and excited.
Yeah, that's why I love everybody here, because it's a lifelong journey that we'll be going forward together, because there's a lot of possibility and synergies that can happen. And that's the thing that I'm kind of excited about, because SingFlow is not just an individual self-awareness program, through breathing, and how do we connect with nature, because nature is the greatest teacher that we can get in life, right? And how we connect to our heart, to feel the presence of everybody, right? And that connection with ourselves, with others. So we talk about self-communications and relationships. I'm applying these methodologies into the aspect of dialogue, which kind of created the kind of spin off the idea of SingFlow. And through SingFlow, what we're also trying to create right now is to help with the unemployment issues, right? By introducing this thing called the social innovation through SingFlow and Dialog to create new markets and new jobs. And that's very important, because at this point of time, the structure that we have in this world for employment needs to be changed. Because it's a time where people need to step up and really hone on their skills. So we are actually creating community of practice where each individual will be very good in what they're doing. And talking about trust, this is very important, because we need this group of people to come together, support to each other, and kind of build up that trust over time.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why how all these people that they are here that's connected is very important, because we talk about health. Yeah, definitely something that is very important, where everybody need to be held inwards, and talking about body, mind, and spirit, all around wellness. And later, Dr. Michael will also share about that, because he's in that area of expertise also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe all come together for a reason. And later on the dialogue, when all coming together, I think there'll be an emerging future that we're going to talk about.
Yes, I forgot one more thing. In the UN SDG, I'm supporting number 16 and 17.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you. And the next guest that I would like to introduce is none other than Dr. Michael Tan with Pay Wellness Forward. Wow. Okay. So he founded Life Research Wellness Private Limited in 2012. Did I get that correct? Life Research Wellness Private Limited in 2012 to provide healthcare solutions and optimization by integrating the most advanced methodologies of predictive health screening, and also successfully developed a healthcare monitoring system that is being widely used in China, providing cancer support through non-invasive procedure to monitor cancer patients' health markers. In 2014, he has been focusing on investigating and researching the epigenetic factors affecting our health and well-being. The company successfully developed the GeoOrigin technology and GeoWellness health solutions to address geopathic stress and providing optimal health management. In keeping with Life Research Wellness, creative and progressive vision, Dr. Michael Tan has also been championing the wellness real estate movement, which he has been integrating and refining his GeoWellness program and extending it as a viable system to offer various wellness solutions for property developers and wellness spa resorts. So now I'd like to invite Dr. Michael Tan to share more about how he has started Pay Wellness Forward. Dr. Michael Tan, please. Yay!
Thank you, Dr. Vivian, Yaya, and Randy, and everyone co-hosting this program.
Thank you.
Yes, I started about 20 years ago when I first officially retired from my career as an electrical engineer. And then I was technically out of job for quite a while, mid-year crisis, as you know. And one day I attended a workshop. Those days we don't have Zoom, so I have to be physically there. And I have never known that there's such thing as electroimaging, meridian imaging, which means instead of the Chinese physician taking the pulse, you use electro to measure our total 12 meridian. And as an electrical engineer, I was totally shocked that I was only experiencing 20% life force capacity at age 45. So as an electrical engineer, I said, my God, how am I going to survive the next 30, 40 years? I'm going to be very dead soon, like our cell phone with 20% battery. Yeah, so that changed my life, and I start investigating one keyword, life force. One of the reasons now I look back that is really inspiring for me was I was in power engineering, managing about 1/3 of Singapore electrical facilities to every estate in the eastern area. And now I'm actually looking at the electrical distribution in the whole body, right? So after almost 20 years of journey and research, I realized one big challenge we are all facing is that whenever I meet someone and I say, or rather people ask me what you do, I say I'm in the health and wellness care business. And my concern is about how healthy are you? Most people, the answer is, oh, I'm very healthy. So I say, of course, if you're not healthy, you won't be sitting here. You'll probably be at home lying down or in the hospital, right? But unfortunately, we've forgotten that all of us have a certain capacity in terms of the quality of life, not in terms of how long we live. That I have got no control, right? And just like a cell phone battery, it have an indicator, right? How much battery capacity we are left with. A car, you have a petrol tank gauge and a battery gauge, right? Everything that human beings have created, we have some form of gauge. The only thing we didn't have a life force gauge is human being. So inadvertently, we walk into sickness eventually, which is very sad. Consider the advancement of civilization today. We have all form of biofeedback, we have all form of intelligence system, and yet we fail to create intelligent biofeedback for ourselves. Right. So over the last 20 years, I've been searching and searching. Why do people end up sick? And yesterday, I'm healthy. Yeah, we have our regular medical checkup. Yeah, every year you're healthy, you're healthy. On the 20th year, you suddenly have stroke. On the 21 year, suddenly you have cancer. Now, one of the questions I have been asking myself for 20 over years is, how could this happen when we have the best medical system, we have our regular checkup, and we know that cancer, stroke, heart attack, dementia did not occur yesterday, and we could not manage and see why and how or when it's going to happen. Unfortunately, we actually have a lot of answer, from the Ayurveda, from the TCM, from the world of natural therapy. There are many signs that will tell us that we could be weakening, right? And like a motor car, we need to service it, right? Unfortunately, we choose to ignore it most of the time. So one of the biggest challenges I face today is that we may do our detox program, we may take our supplement, we may do our fitness exercise, we may do our courses on anti-stress, and still, according to WHO, 1970 to 2020, chronic illnesses death will increase tremendously from 30% to 70%. Now, the question is, it is a lifestyle illnesses according to WHO, and it is highly preventable according to WHO, and we are unable to solve it. And that is very strange for an advanced civilization like us today, right? Now, during this period, I start to realize that there's something called epigenetic, which was alien to me for a long, long time. So we know that today many children may, or many families may experience ADD, ADHD, autism, and all this could have actually occurred during planning for pregnancy to pregnancy because the environment already affected the gene expression long before the child is given birth. So in my investigation, we have found that there are 5 components that can help to bring pay wellness forward, which is very simple. Yeah, the air we breathe every hour, every day from birth to death per day is about 18 kilograms. And unfortunately, none of us know what is the quality of air we are breathing. Yeah, and yet we are very concerned about the food, the water. But the first thing that goes into the body is the air, not the food, not the water, right? So number 2, as I travel home every night, I pass some of the condominium. I find that in Singapore or many countries in Asia Pac, China, many of us uses white LED light even at 10 p.m. And you know, according to Harvard Research 2011, National Institute of Health, American Medical Association, today there is a culprit known as ALAN, artificial light at night. So imagine from morning to 6 p.m. you work with normal light or white light or flat light. Then when you go back home, you turn on white LED light. And by the time you want to sleep, could be 10, 11. So the body is subjected to more than 12 hours of artificial light, especially the wide range with emit blue ray. And this acts to suppress the production of melatonin. And it increases the risk of cancer by 50%, cardiovascular by 50%. Right.
Okay, that's very informative. What about number 3?
Say again.
What about number 3?
Okay, the number 3 will be the water we drink. And then, of course, we are very fortunate for those who are in Singapore. We have some of the cleanest water. But then, of course, you may have water that carries certain degree of signaling, as according to Water Hidden Message by Emoto. Right. So we do not know what kind of signal the water we are drinking, even though they could be hygienic, very clean. Right. Then next come, of course, today we are living in something that we are so dependent. Like now, we are all on wireless technology, Zoom. Right. So according to 2015 United Nations Editor Chief of Research have put forth a motion to the United Nations Secretary that before 5G is being rolled out, 300 over scientists have signed a petition to do an independent study. But in 2019, United States of Commerce asked FCC whether was such a test being carried out since 15. Unfortunately, the test was not carried out, and 5G is being rolled out today. Now, we are not saying that wireless will kill us, but according to research by Lloyd of London, the first 10 years of exposure to wireless technology is unknown, and no major signs have been discovered. However, according to 2011 study by WHO or Commission, it indicates that even the older 2.4 to 4G wireless technology could potentially increase the risk of class 2 carcinoma of the brain, tumor of the brain, right? Which means the wireless technology could be carcinogenic, right? So today we also have to be very wary, especially with home office and everybody is going to work at home. And most of the time, when you work at home, you're highly dependent on wireless technology. The whole family is going to be exposed to it 24/7. Of course, why 24/7? Because of time zone. You know, some family may have to work at different time zone, right? So wireless technology. Then, of course, the last is geomagnetic. Yeah, the electric field of Mother Earth. Now, all these 5 components form the basis of the 5 pillars of environmental care. And I have put this together, and finally in 1.8 we got a developer well-linked to bring wellness forward by paying for every home that people buy without increasing the cost to include these 5 components into every home. I mean, that is really the first compassionate developer I've seen in my life. I have spoken to so many developers, no one is willing to even listen to me until this developer came along and said, I've been searching for someone like you for a long time, so please join my team. Yeah, and they already launched and they cannot increase the selling cost, so he's willing to cut back his profit to provide pay wellness forward. So I'm very grateful.
Oh, very, very nice. Thank you.
so much. Thank you for your information.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you,
So
Dr. Michael
today
Tan.
I give talk practically every other week free of charge to people who want to understand these 5 components from an engineering, from a medical, from a wellness perspective.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you so much for sharing.
So much to learn from you.
Yeah, so I can relate to Dr. Michael, which I think I really like to see Dr. Michael Tan, because I'm a heart attack survivor. I got a heart attack on 22nd January 2020, and there's no symptoms at all, and I just almost collapsed at the Choa Chu Kang Sports Complex. And I survived. I survived to tell the story.
Yes, it's good.
Thank you so much. So I
the
will.
Lord have blessed you.
Yes, I will definitely meet up with you, Dr. Michael Tan.
Yes, we will catch up and bring this grace, to more people together.
Yes, thank you.
That's what we are doing.
Okay, Dr. Vivian, let's go to the next one.
Yes,
our next guest.
Guest speaker is Danny Chin with Pay Music and Life Forward. Danny Chin is an ex-marketing manager, ex-general manager, ex-district councillor, ex-Asia manager of a non-profit organization, currently a songwriter, lyricist,
yes,
singer, business consultant, writer in process, and an energy practitioner. I'd like to invite Danny Chin to talk more about how he started Pay Music and Life Forward. Danny Chin, please.
Yay!
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hi.
This conversation has been rather fascinating. I'm enjoying myself here. Well, I started getting to know Vivian a few months ago through a Facebook page, a music Facebook page. I've always interested in music, always interested in may I say, spirituality, and always interested in civic affairs. So I was once a district councillor. I'll just relate this experience a bit. I was there for 8 years, elected twice into a district council in Hong Kong. And my experience, if I can sum it up in a nutshell, I am up against and also with human nature. And I'm telling you, sometimes you see some of the bad aspect of human nature in politics. I really enjoyed the politics at that time, but at the same time, I hated it. But I also work with nature, with human nature in politics, because I always look at the bright side, the positive aspect of human nature. So I did what I could, to make a difference, and able to help my constituency, make some friends, and I believe that there's always a hope in this world, despite the other side. So music, I always enjoy music ever since I was a kid, and 2-3 years ago I decided I would become a musician. So after I left my long-term job, I decided I'm going to write lyrics, I'm going to write music. So by the end of this year, I'm going to have at least 20 songs credited to myself. In English, in Cantonese, and in Mandarin, but mostly English, since I grew up. I got myself educated in Canada and USA, so I was pretty much influenced by music, by Western music. So I use music music can serve quite a few functions, make people happy, it gives people life. Music would be so boring. Life would be so boring without music. We imagine going to a movie, watch a movie, and there's no music in it. Throw yourself back to the 1920s, I guess. So recently I wrote a few songs. One is called "May We Feel Your Love Today." I got my friends listen to it, and some of them told me it's really soothing, really peaceful. It's bossa nova, you know. So I wrote a song for Pay Kindness Forward. It's Cheers to All. I sent it to my friends. One of them is an insurance agent. You know how busy insurance agent is. She said that, hey, Danny, after I heard your song, I was kind of in a low mood. After I heard your song, I just cheer up. No, thank you. And more than a few people told me that. And I am into energy practitioner. I suppose in relation to health and wellness, one of the biggest challenges we have in life is to deal with our own emotions. Not only deal with our own emotions, but also collective emotions. We do not know how much we are affected by the collective consciousness out there. If a society, by and large, you walk into an area where most people are negatively thinking about this and that, you'll be subconsciously affected by it. And then your energy frequency would go down. You know, so when our energy, there are lots of reasons why our energy frequency would go down, you know, based on psychology, collective consciousness, our own past, you can say karma, our upbringing, when we were young, were we being bullied, when we have a lot of low self-esteem, low self-confidence, mind you, you know, your energy level is pretty much down, you know, actually there's a measurement to it. So, you know, besides all the scientific instrument, all the scientific research in the medicine and stuff like that, energy and spirituality has become another topic. And some scientists went into it quite a bit, in the science of energy and the science of spirituality. So I'm talking about spirituality in a general sense, all right? In a general sense. So one of the functions I want to create in my music is to, through the music, through the melody, through the vocal, through the arrangement, will bring people up to a higher level of consciousness, at least feel better about themselves, or be at least happier for half an hour instead of go down, you know, in a ditch the whole day. So lately, one of my energy friends asked me to write a song called Light. We talk about light, you know, what is the meaning of light? Not just in a scientific sense, but in an emotional sense. It was really funny. I have no clue what I was going to write. And then I sat down there and I told myself, okay, I'm going to go by intuition. I'm not going to think. I'm not going to use my mind. And then in 15 minutes, I wrote the whole lyrics down. And I'm going to add melody to it. So I would say music, energy, and whatever you say, you know, everything comes together. So this is why I do music, pay music and life forward. And I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book on the, oh well, you know, I don't want to sound too, I'm writing a book on energy, how energy can affect emotions and vice versa, and how this can affect our health, our well-being, and the rest. Lots of people have written this, but I suppose I got my own perspective. Okay, sustainable goal. I always enjoy a city development. You know, I used to study public administration, and my interest was always in city development. How do you make urban cities livable? And in terms of the environment, energy, walking space, less pollution. So this is my goal. But before I close, I just want to say one thing, Vivian and the rest, to repeat what I said at the beginning. When we got into those United Nations sustainable goals, we are up against, but also with human nature. So good luck to all of us.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much. Wow.
Thank you, Danny.
Well said. Well said.
Well said. Very
Thank
good
you,
insight.
Danny.
Yes. Okay,
Wow.
so Dr. Vivian, do you want to say anything right now?
I just feel so blessed and feel so happy, you know. You know, if
Yeah.
you start to realize that the people that connected with me is like a recent, during the COVID time, you know, I was being locked down, you know, other than Randy, you know, then slowly I always wanted a one big happy family. I just wanted it, I don't know how. And when I decided that, oh, pay kindness forward, United Nations goal, you know, 1:3:9, I'm so excited, and I hello to all of you, and now looking at all of you coming together. It's like one of my dreams that come true, that are all coming together, and with the synchronicity, the flow that we have, just feeling so grateful. Thank you so much.
Dr. Vivian, can you, because I remember you mentioned about your goal, whereby you have found a system and a goal. So would like to elaborate that on more?
Well,
PKF
yes. Thank you. Yes, pay kindness forward. People keep asking me, Vivian, what's the system? What is your goal? Pay kindness forward. What is this? What is this? I said, honestly, in my journey, right, I keep thinking myself, I don't have a system. I am not good in system, and I don't like goals. Then how to achieve certain things in life? So that's the reason why when during the lockdown, nobody disturbed me. So it's just with the journey of self-exploration, and I start to fix everything together. And I was so excited. This pay it forward is a system. One, helping 3%, something so big that the other person cannot do by themselves. And all you need to do is to pay kindness, help them, and after that, ask them to pay kindness forward. That type of system is enormous, and that is the system I'm talking about for pay kindness forward. And then the goal is a United Nations goal. I get to know from during my study for Harvard University on the Child Protection Act. So talking about United Nations, where I go deeper and I feel so much for them, and suddenly this thing just come together, and I was excited to outreach to tell people. And there are two groups of people out there. One group is, Vivian, this is so big, can you please do small? I said, I cannot. And then when I connect with all of you today here, I'm sure you are someone that can visualize what I'm talking about, right? Coming together, doing good for the world. And I'm so excited that I'm in this environment right now. Thank you to all of you for trusting my dreams that I've been talking to so many people. And now it's forming. I'm looking forward, and together, we can outreach and help more people and make the world a better place. Thank you for your question. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Vivian. Okay, so let's go and go straight to the topic, the dialogue. Yes. So the dialogue today, the question will be, what if you have $1 billion contract? Okay, let's put it at billion. Oh wow, billion project in your hands right now. What if you have a $1 billion contract project right now? What kind of outcome would you create? Yes.
Let me share first.
Okay.
Wow, when you talk about $1 billion contract, in my hand, I always envision a day with $1 billion development contract. I will hire, passionate people around the globe who always tends to think of helping others than themselves to join Pay Kindness Forward organization who are ready to serve with purpose, love, and gratitude. And I believe that the money invested with them will create an enormous impact, And my belief is helping one teacher or one talented individual to pursue their passion in life, in their life mission. They in turn will help 1 million people's life just because we choose to invest in a talent. And I also believe that the vision without action is mainly a dream. Action without vision just passes time. Vision with action can change the world. And we want to educate and inspire individuals to be the catalyst of change to what they want to see in this world through kindness, purpose, love, and gratitude. So talking about vision and mission, our vision is to uplift the overall progression of humankind through continuous effort of paying kindness forward and to create a sustainable human effort of positive impact. And as for the mission-wise, is to achieve all 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. And I am just so excited, with this goal, thinking about 10 years later, imagine zero hunger, no poverty, quality education. This thing just made me feel so excited that suddenly I feel that this goal should be achieved as soon as possible, for the world. Thank you.
Is it possible to achieve that by 2030?
We come together because basically, right, for me, right, goal, partnership in goals. Okay,
yes.
Something that I'm looking forward to. And I think that all through my journey, right, I keep connecting people and allow me to share is that I always, in a journey of connecting, inspiring, empowering people to come together, okay, to pursue their passion in life with purpose, love, and gratitude. And I keep on doing that, okay? And now I start to see how the connection of the people around me is going to allow this thing to happen. And I truly believe it will happen with all coming together and the emerging of the future. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Dr. Vivian. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So maybe I'd like to share mine is just a short one because ever since I got a heart attack on 22nd January, I've been very grateful for I'm given basically a second chance in life. Because the doctor said that I shouldn't be alive, and because one of my arteries was blocked 100%. So I have to go to the surgery and was discharged, felt very weak for 2 weeks. And now I'm here, I'm alive. So I'm very, very grateful that I'm alive, and I changed my whole system of belief. My mindset changed, my body, my mind, and I changed my entire diet. I skip McDonald's, try not to eat McDonald's food. If you eating McDonald's, please stop. So I've been drinking Evian water, good water, quality water. Yeah, so I'm very grateful, and I managed to come up with a kind of system whereby we can actually say thank you to another person with much more effectively and much more with a grateful heart. Yeah, and which
That is pay gratitude.
Yes,
forward.
Pay gratitude forward. Yes, that's right. So mine is my power, so-called my power, is pay gratitude forward. Yes. So if I have $1 billion contract, right, I will definitely develop my system of pay gratitude forward, make it into an application, mobile application, so that they can actually just log into the app and start, giving gratitude to maybe the universe or to each other, and they can actually create connection with friends, old friends actually. Yeah. So that's that's the outcome that I want to create. Yeah, for everybody to be grateful. Yes.
Thank you for
Well,
sharing.
can I say now?
Yeah, sure, Danny.
Yeah, so not in order. Huh? All right. Well, I have come across quite a few young people between 16, 18, let's say, and the mid-20s, and especially young girls. And it is rather fascinating to me that we have a lot of young people among us. They like music, and also they're very sensitive to energy frequency. I tested a few ladies, just off my head, and they are really in tune with the energy flow, and they see things sometimes we don't see, and they never learn this at school. School would not teach that, and it seems to me our young generation growing up, we have a lot of future leaders that could help, mankind in a positive way. And also I met a few ladies and boys who really like music, but they don't know how to develop it. They don't have the money to do it. The parents don't support them as much. Come on, go get a degree, man. The parents are great, but sometimes they really put a damper on their kids. They don't see what their kids could do. So if I got $1 billion, right? I'm not greedy. I only want $1 billion. All right. Let's make it in US dollars. Singapore dollars are fine. Higher than Hong Kong. If I got that money, I would establish a music foundation. I would help the conscientious and have those kids, young people who have the potential. My imagination is I would bring musicians, producer together and sit down with them and write songs together. And I think it is not the only one, but it's one of the best ways that young people in our days and age can grow up and be influential in the society. So music is life. Pay music and life forward. Done.
Wow, that's wonderful. Wow, incredible. Thank you so much, Lenny. Thank you.
I can I hop in now?
Sure, yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Hop in.
Okay. So if I had $1 billion, that's
Yes.
quite a lot, isn't it? And have to head the project, $1 million project, it probably would consist in a couple of parts. First is connecting and collaborating with other like-minded people that are interested in creating that impact and a difference in the world. The second one would be obviously using my trust formula, trustability philosophy, because it's so important to have that, envision that from within. It's important to have that mind power, emotional power, and also have this trust power, first from within into community and into the world. Second part would be, it's of course children. Children's our future. Children are the ones, especially these days, going through a lot of stress, family falling apart, divorces, insecurities, growing up in this world of social media, which is consistently being on all this, on the internet, lacking that personal communication. So there's quite a few, and also learning how to deal with challenges in life, how to make decisions. I think because children's mind is still open, the logical faculties are not as much there, so they're still learning and absorbing. So this is the most important time in their life, like at the age of around even 9 and 10, 11, something that they don't learn in school as well, is to give them those life skills, to know how to deal with things instead of beating up on themselves, losing their self-esteem, stop trusting themselves, actually giving them the skills to actually and support to empower them so they can stand in their own power, so they can trust who they are. And it's such an important part for the kids to have to grow up with, and for the future, so they can then go into the world and actually create a lot of change. And another thing is for people in high achievers, they always go trying to work so hard and hustle and bustle, and they forget the most important part in life. They forget the families. They run to achieve all this, to gain all that, but they don't realize they disconnect from themselves and disconnect from their family, disconnect from their children who need them so much. Children don't want this money. They don't want to be bought by presents. They want that, happy and, parent around them. So helping those leaders to actually come back to the most important part, because they, as Dr. Vivian says, one person, you influence 3 people, those 3 people influence another, each person influence another 3 people. And that's the main thing, is when you influence and help that one leader, how many people he meets and works with every day, and how many of those people go back home and then can impact their families, people they meet on the street. It's such an important part, So empower children to trust themselves, to stand in their own power, to understand even the fallbacks of their family, of their parents, because we were not brought up, we didn't have this as much of the education given to us when we were growing up. So sometimes we want to help our kids, but we're lacking that information, we're lacking that knowledge, we're lacking that belief in ourselves even sometimes, that, how can we help? So that's helping that, creating that change from within into the community, into the world, because at the end of the day, everyone matters, and we are only as good as we feel and make others feel.
Well said, Ella. I totally agree with you.
Well said.
Consciousness is developed in the womb. If only the parents are conscious. Yeah, and we got to change the education. If I have 1 billion, if I have no lack of money, that's what you're saying. What do we need to do? We got to change the whole education system. What kind of education system? Life skill is one of them. Yes, we lost life skill. Actually, it is not true that you don't have sign. We disconnect. A lot of people disconnect from their body where you don't feel it. You have sign, but you ignore it. So that's a disconnection that Ella is talking about. Now, for me, I'm in the area of lifelong health. When we talk about the kids, your low self-esteem, all that starts from downloading from our mother.
Yep.
And there's a saying, you are what your grandmother eats. So that's a genes. Yeah, to give kids a good genes. But what I really wanted to make a change is trust. Yeah, trust from medical professional to women ability to birth their baby naturally. So that has not, we don't see that a lot. We see that medical doctors don't trust women ability to birth naturally. So they are very quick to suggest things, suggest an intervention. But of course, one of the areas is that women don't trust themselves. They believe in technology. They don't believe in themselves. Their partner also don't believe in his woman, and he believe in technology. So a lot of all this education would need to change. Yeah, if we can do that right through education conferences, and I would like really to see complementary approach, complementary medicine rather than just allopathy, because it's not enough. If doctors can also learn about nutrition, can also learn what are the other approach with Ayurveda, TCM, naturopathy doctor, homeopathy doctor, we can really help to improve health, total health. It's not just physical health, mental, emotional health. Music will be great because we are always encourage a pregnant mom exposed to music, because music is very healing. Yeah. So the next generation will be very, very different, very intuitive, because they operate differently, and that have to start in the womb.
Yeah.
That's all from my piece. Thank you.
Yeah, this is so true. This is so true. Yeah, and music is actually a very great part of changing our mood. Sometimes we don't realize. I had a friend the other day just gave me lots of music, and I'm just driving back home listening to all this music. I'm thinking, oh my God, this is what I'm missing. And it's all of a sudden, it's just opened up, and it's the spirit became alive. And I'm thinking, oh my God, sometimes we don't know what we're missing, and we sometimes don't allow it in. Some wonderful reasons, as Chuyan just said, downloaded by mothers, some sort of programs when we were young and don't realize, and then we beat up on ourselves and not allow things.
Yes. Actually, right, for Dr. Michael, right, when my first chit chat with him at his place, and he shared with me so much thing, and I was wondering why traditional doctor didn't do. And Dr. Michael is another kind of doctors, like share things that he said people know but they are not doing it. Dr. Michael, do you like to share on this aspect or not? You're also very special.
Thank you.
I mean,
Dr.
if you have a $1 billion project, what will you do with that?
I would love to spend it immediately. Okay. For me, my dream, my journey have been, how do we bring wellness to humanity? Right now, we lose our health and wellness. We lose us everything. Every dream, every function, every ability, we just lose it. But then, like every engineering marvel they have created, we have proper training. We train technician, we train engineer, we even train people known as doctor, where they are very good when we meet with an accident known as a heart attack. Example, engine burn out. So when you go to the hospital, they will know, they will have all the best equipment, the manual of how to dissect, how to implant, how to change, right? But unlike anything we have created, we human beings have been born without a maintenance manual. So we don't know how to do maintenance for ourselves. So, like Ella, Chunyan, everyone we shared, we have to overhaul the education. One of it is we are responsible for our own body, and yet we do not know how to look after it, right? So one of my biggest dreams over 20 years of collecting health and wellness information in accordance to electromeridian is to study the life force capacity, just like our cell phone capacity. And not knowing our capacity, our functional output, known as the cell potential or the voltage or the life force, or known as a chi, we are just like operating a cell phone with no battery bar indication and with no signal indication. So sometimes the battery just run dead, and then suddenly you have $1 million deal, you just lose it simply because your battery didn't have power for you to sign or accept that $1 million gift, right? So a simple thing like a cell phone, you have a battery bar and you also have a signal. So when the signal is weak, you move and find a better signal. And when the battery is weak, you ensure that you get it charged, or you ensure you have a battery bank. But yet we human beings live as if we're going to function indefinitely, but unfortunately, no, right? So to me, obviously, is to create a environment where we can all get together. First is to educate ourselves, experience the entire epigenetic life force and how we measure it and how it affects our individual function. Only when we are being educated and experience it, then we are now ready to roll it out to our family and then to our loved one, and of course to create more jobs. Not just nurses, not just doctors, but people who are trained in total wellness, not just holistic, not integrated, but the ability to integrate complementary medicine, alternative medicine, allopathy medicine, quantum medicine, naturopathic, homeopathic, chiropractor, all coming together because we are super complex, right? So we need a proper center for people to experience it, and then for people to be aware of their own body capacity and the risk that each of us may be facing 30 years down the road. So once we are aware of our capacity and our risk, like you didn't know your capacity and your risk and you walk right into it. But today, after 20 years research, we have the ability to look at this potential risk and then to develop a care. And by developing a care, we are able to create a lot more jobs to reduce chances of stroke, reduce chances of dementia, reduce chances of cancer, and all these create chaos in each and every family. And even more challenging is to reduce the chance of autism, ADD, ADHD, and beyond that. Simply, we have chosen to ignore all the knowledge and information that have been given to us since the dawn of creation. And we depend mainly on engineering like meter, like ECP, EEG, all these MRI. So imagine today the entire medical system suddenly have a power failure across the whole world. No one is able to operate, no one is able to diagnose because we simply loses the ability to study, to touch, to feel, to hear the patient out. Yeah, so we are highly dependent on modernization, which is obviously very good, but we also need to bring back all the old classical knowledge and wisdom and integrate it so that we are more whole, more wholesome. So my dream is to be able to create that center, that academic, or that small village in each and every one of us, especially now with 6 of us, to start with us immediately. And you are always invited if you are in Singapore or you happen to be passing by Singapore to visit my clinic, which I don't call it a clinic anymore. I call it a Life Research Wellness Center, to experience what I have been doing in the last 20 years. Every component, every way of monitoring, every way of talking to the body, I have acquired almost every machine I can and refine it down to about 6 technology today. Yeah, that's my dream.
Wow.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank
That's
you.
wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it just left me.
Yes,
Okay.
Randy.
I actually did it on purpose because I want to hear everybody else first. And why it is that way is with the $1 billion, right? I want to create a foundation, and why I put, I'm a complete human being there is because when you talk about SyncFlow, the program that I created, and pay SyncFlow forward, I come to a stage where this becomes my life mission. So I'm SyncFlow. So that kind of complete, that made me complete, from the aspect of it. And why am I doing this is also to see how the awareness gap of society can be bridged. Because there's definitely a lot of good work that is happening here, all the different individuals. But, how many of us are aware that, these are very important, right? For example, Dr. Michael, how many developers, know your work and really say, wow, okay, let's do this, right? They say, I will think about it, and then they never come back to you. You see, that's a level of awareness that's missing in society that we're trying to bridge.
Yeah. So
if we have a center, to kind of bring a specific people that we are actually looking for also, there are people who are more driven to help others and themselves. And these are the people who are willing to collaborate and work together. And these are the people who also, in this society, can be at a disadvantage because they are always helping people, and in the end, they will feel that they kind of empty out because nobody is helping them. But let's say a community that is holding all these people together, I'm helping you, you're helping me, how wonderful it is. And that is also in line with Dr. Vivian Paschenko, the vision of Pay Kindness Forward. And that's how everything comes together.
Yes.
Yes. And actually, we already started. The process even without the $1 billion. Yeah, we created a mastermind to kind of explore the aspect of, our self-communication and relationships, and how do we really hold a space for dialogue. But by first, looking into ourselves, how do we function and how do we interact as a mastermind to develop that capacity, right? And I would say this especially challenging in Singapore because I started a journey in 2017, and only recently I set up this group with Yaya and Vivian and another friend called Catherine. She's a nutrition therapist. Yes, yeah. So it's quite interesting, all of us are actually from diverse backgrounds, and we're also looking for people who are more in the corporate training background to kind of come together, because what we're looking at is to change work. Education is very important, but if you look at all the discussions and all the ministries and whatever they fall back on is, why is education not changed? Is because the work have been there, since 2050, from the Industrial Revolution. It has always been like this, and the education system have been back then created, employees for work. But if we change work, right, definitely we need to change education. So we look into how do we change the workplace, right, and then we change the economy, the markets, and then education. That's the goal I'm actually looking at, and it never occurred to me that this is a very huge project, and it's also a very daunting one because changing awareness of the individual and the group can be very difficult, right? And on top of trust, sometimes we have the trust, but we can be also, have different opinions, and there's no coherence. But if you have trust and coherence, the trust can be strengthened. Yeah, and if $1 billion is actually in my hands, foundation to create a center to kind of work on that, and it's through Dialog and SyncFlow. And why we talk about SyncFlow? Because it's focused on continuous evolution, and that's the focus. So I don't talk about wellness, and there's not wellness aspect of it. That's why I didn't even cover wellness as part of my goals, because we have other people, right, in this Zoom to kind of cover that. I also don't cover trust because Ella is very good in doing that, right? And you talk about the quality of life, right? Danny have that covered. And Chunya, you talk about birth. This is your area where you bring all the highly conscious babies into this world.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And also, very important. Gratitude. Yes. How do we live day in, day out? Gratitude. Yeah. Every moment of our lives.
Can I change my my answer to this question?
Sure.
After listening to everybody, so I think I want, if I have a $1 billion, right, I get all of us a big building lah. Everybody,
Great, everyone together.
Everybody conquer one floor.
Yes.
And then we can actually connect with each other, have coffee with each other, Yeah. Yes. Dr.
Yes,
Vivian.
exactly. Like I tell you what, because I know all of you, and back in my mind, I'm just simply excited. When you talk about building, that was what I've been always envisioned, a day when all passionate, individuals, I say talents coming together, and all through my journey, I always connected with interesting people like you all, have so wonderful thing in you that waiting to be showcased, and that's why you see I keep on like scouting talents out of things, and something so good and some so wonderful like Danny, looking at all this using music to inspire the kids and help them, all of us coming together. Just now, one question I want to ask is that what is the end result we want to achieve from this dialogue is that how can we make it happen now, Dr. Michael, right now,
Yes.
where we can really think deep that it's not about me keep thinking that how can it happen, because I always envisioned, a one big happy family. I draw this heart shape, and then with all different expertise coming in to support the whole world. That's what I always envisioned, and I always keep telling you all that system, strategy is something that's not in my brain, but that is always the vision I'm looking at. So now looking at all these people so passionately wanted to outreach wonderful things out there. So that is something.
Not talking about my hat today.
How all your brain is going to come
That is
in.
very nice, Ella. Very nice.
Yeah, how our brain all can come in and then set that place possible that, you see, I cannot plan. But I just know all come together. That's what I wanted to do. So the rest of sustainability, that we all come in, we can make a good living, we can pursue the passion that we are so passionate about, we can support the world, and we make a good living for ourselves, for our family. That's what I'm always thinking about. So hopefully the emerging possibility of today coming together, that can really help us to think further and start to brainstorm and make all our dream into reality and make the world a better place, not future, but now.
Dr. Vivian, Yaya, and the
Yes.
rest, today history is being forged when we all get together.
Wow!
I love the way you
Because
say it, man.
It need always that seed to be groomed, bloom eventually, right? So again, for those who are based in Singapore, with Dr. Vivian leading us, my place is always open for us to meet regularly, to start getting activity, and then of course, like Yaya,
Yes.
the day the $1 million will come where he will set up the building for all of us to be together. The United Nations of Pay Forward Kindness.
Wow.
Then things will start to really, reach out to every corner, to every human in this place called planet Earth.
Wow.
And all changes is not tomorrow, it's not yesterday, it is now. And every moment we together walking this talk are the real ambassador, and it takes a lot of effort to bring this to each and every one. And today, this is the beginning.
Thank you, Dr. Michael.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. I got goosebumps. See? Goosebumps.
We have a heavy responsibility to find that building for all of us now.
Go. I got a lot of connection in real estate. No problem.
Yeah, but at least, we have a place known as Life Research Wellness Center in Novena, and we can use this, to educate ourselves, to share, or at least for me, when you come the next time, I can measure and give each individual your own energy capacity.
Oh, wow, so nice of you. Thank you so much.
How much battery you have in order to travel this journey effectively and when to pump petrol.
Thank you so much for generosity. Ella and Danny.
Always welcome. It's my pleasure. Yeah.
Ella, Dan, and Danny, would you like to come over if we got the building right? We will.
Yes.
We'll make sure.
I want to travel from
when COVID is
okay.
over,
Just
please
stay
come
here.
down.
Stay here. Come, bring your entire family here.
Yes.
To Singapore.
I'll travel between Sydney, Australia, and Singapore.
That'd be lovely.
Yes.
So when the borders are going to be open, hopefully sometime next year, hopefully don't know when, then I'll come and visit you. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But today, a big thing has happened and a lot of seeds have been planted. So it's started.
Yes. Very good. Very good.
Thank you for putting all this together.
No problem. For those who are watching right now, right? If you are watching our replay, please help us to like our page, comment and your opinions about this talk, and share this to everyone you know. So, any last word from Dr. Vivian?
Well, I mean, I'm so grateful today that we all come together and fulfilling whatever our desire is through this dialogue. Wow, I'm excited and I look forward that whoever happened to be listening to us, connect with us. Let's come together, as always, come together, build this happy family together, with a trust that is a center, and why I say so is because in my journey, I realized that a lot of people, they lost trust in the journey. And that's the reason why I feel that, I hope that, we is able to emit all the positive energy out there, that people who are searching, who are lost, able to be attracted to come to us.
Yep.
That's always my heart, because I feel for this group of people that people don't understand them, and when the time is right, when your so-called your seat is so enough, and then you will be the time where you can connect with us and, and then start to enjoy the environment that we are. Yes.
Awesome,
Anyone other people like to share? Thank
Any
you so
words
much.
from, maybe Randy, you want to share
One by
about
one?
this?
Yes. Very
Special,
important.
right?
Yes. I'm actually doing a special for my one-on-ones. It's actually $600. But now I'm raising funds for Dr. Vivian Paschenko for Pay Kindness Forward. It will be $60.
Oh, wow.
And it will be 2-hour sessions. And if it overruns, I'm not going to charge extra. Yeah. So this is for limited time only.
Yeah, thank you so much.
To experience the flow.
Yeah, can send in the link so that more people are aware of your program. Thank you so much.
Ella, you would, Danny. Okay, Danny. Danny, you're mute. Okay.
Oh, hello. Hi there. Yeah, this has been a very inspiring, interesting conversation. So I'm glad to be here today with you all. I have learned a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ella, any last word?
I would like to invite people to come and join my Facebook group, Conscious Leaders Hub, from where a lot of things will be growing and showing up, and all the changes and where it will come up, all the announcements of whatever development's going to be is going to be starting from there. And also encourage this book. My book is on Amazon, so I would encourage everyone to actually buy this book, because the way it's been put together is not just a straightforward interview transcriptions. I have worked on that book for so long because I've created a framework around it in the beginning, and then I've populated it, and it starts from people think that influential people, they're already successful, how I'm not there. So it's including that journey of all those people, how they all started. It has all the chapters on all the different topics, where in each chapter, I have inserts from our interview with different people with different approaches. Say how to excel in business and personal relationship. What about conflict resolution? It's some of the topics that are in the book, the power key.
Okay.
And it has all those people I've interviewed, their responses. And also the book is put up in such a way, and the purpose and mission of that book is when a person reads it, because it's covered throughout with a story, people actually by listening to other people's responses and how they deal with different situations like conflict management, relationship in the office, they actually come and bring up their own responses. So it's a guidance, but at the same time, it's a personal revelation for people to actually get their own answers, because we all have other answers inside of us, and that's the purpose of that book. And
Thank you.
in such a way. Yep.
Thank
you so much.
Yes, Dr. Michael, you need to share your last word before you go off. You got a patient, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, to finish it off, I will certainly look forward that since we have started this dialogue, it is something that we would love to see this carry on. And in the future, sharing, we could share probably individual expertise more in depth, so that then we can start to bring people to better awareness, right? So it will be lovely for Yaya and Dr. Vivian and the rest to keep this session alive for as long as God permit us.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
until my last bit.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Chunyan, your last one. I give you 1 minute. Come on, last word. Chunyan.
Okay. Yeah. If you are holistic practitioners and have a heart for to help, couples who plan to conceive and in this sensitive period, right? Come and join me in my Hey Good Beginnings Forward movement. Yeah, the support group. I think I will put
you can leave in the comment. Yep.
Yeah, and of course, for couples who are planning to conceive and mothers who are already pregnant and those who already have your children, if you have some, just come together for a session. They are all free sessions. Yeah, to help you debrief your birth or whatever. There are a lot of great tips.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ian. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
So we have come to the end of the Facebook Live. Thank you so much,
Perfect.
and see you guys in the next live stream. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.